creating our full England Euros squad. If only we could get rid of Southgate, we might actually win something with it. Anyway, let's go in straight away. Goalkeepers. I've got 3 keepers. I kind of get why people say you should only take 2, but you just have to take 3 in case. You can't not. So, obvious choice, we should all have him, is Jordan Pickford. He's starting. I don't particularly love him, Dino Arms, but he does have to start. My second keeper is Pope.
He's injured though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think by the time Euros comes around, he should be all right.
I've not taken Pope.
No,
Have you not?
I haven't.
Who have you got?
I've got flipping Aaron Ramsdale, obviously.
Yeah, same.
It's just, the thing is, I know he's a keeper, but is he going to be fit by the end of the season? And then would you be taking him straight to Euros?
The only thing that scares me with Ramsdale, if Pickford does get injured, Ramsdale's shocking under pressure.
He will
be
So,
awful.
my last pick for goalkeeper also is not Aaron Ramsdale. It's Jack Butland.
Jack Butland, I was so close to bringing Jack Butland.
Do you know as well, I've seen Jack
so
Butland
close.
have some howlers in the Premier League, but he's been playing at Rangers.
I completely agree.
He's been playing at Rangers every single game. He's had a really good season, and I would rather have a Jack Butland who's played at Ibrox week in, week out, coming into the team
He's
than...
only been at World Cup, though, with England.
Yeah, exactly. He knows about it. He knows there is pressure at Rangers. If you make a mistake at Ibrox, it's a lot.
At the end of the day, you're still facing shots, so it doesn't change that much. Fucking hell. It doesn't change that much. But maybe outfield, the quality is different. But if you're in the sticks, you're in the sticks. You're still getting hit by shots, just the same as anybody else.
And I wouldn't trust Aaron Ramsdale to come in, as you said. I think if he was starting from like 6 months ago for England and still starting at Arsenal every game, fair enough. But right now, I wouldn't want to throw him in the deep end there. I feel like he'd panic.
But for my third choice, it was between... If you asked me a month ago, or 6 weeks ago, I'd have said Jason Steele from Brighton, but he's fell off a bit. I'm going to go Sam Johnson.
Yeah. I'm happy with that because I just literally wrote that. I don't care. spot number 3. But when you think about it, how you guys have dove into it, then yeah, it makes sense. And
So could we agree upon then a 3 of you both had Ramsdale?
Yeah.
Could we agree Pickford, Ramsdale, Butland? Would you be upset with Butland over Johnston?
Well, I'm so glad you mentioned Butland because I think he's a great goalkeeper now.
All right, so we've got our 3 goalkeepers: a Pickford, Ramsdale, and Butland. Left backs or left back? There's one we've got to take.
Well, I've got 2.
Yeah, I've got 2. Ellis?
Chilwell, even though I didn't play that well, I don't think, but you've got to take a left-footed left back. Mm-hmm. So
I'm not taking Chilwell.
You're not taking
You're not
Chilwell?
taking... I am taking Chilwell.
So then obviously my starter of fit is Luke Shaw.
Yeah, it's got to be Luke Shaw.
But then I'm also, my backup, I'm going Joe Gomez.
Oh, okay.
You see, I don't know if I'm not against that. I don't actually have him in my squad at all.
I think he's been great this season, especially since 2024.
He's pretty decent, but I agree with Ellis. I think if you're at a massive tournament like that, and obviously Shaw should be starting, so it's someone that's just got to come in, I'd rather have Chilwell there who's been playing at that position for much longer.
My reason for Gomez, although I like the idea of Chilwell, just a left back who can just go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
I think a big thing with England, we need cover. There's realistically no one to cover Declan Rice. Although he's played there a few times this season, Joe Gomez, he can play a 6.
Yeah, he's very versatile.
And obviously centre back and right back. I like this. Is why Trippier was so good for us because he could play on the left, he could play on the right.
Left backs then. I mean, I'm saying it's got to be Shaw and Chilwell, to be honest.
That's what I've gone for.
I'll take defeat, but I mean, I've definitely Shaw.
I understand the Gomez show, and because he's versatile, you could put him anywhere across the back 4, and even as a 6, realistically, if it came to it. So I'm really not angry with it. I could try fit him in as like a cover centre half.
I could maybe put Gomez in over someone else in my team, but I would like Chilwell in my squad.
I just don't think Chilwell.
He didn't blow me away. He played really poor against Brazil. He was better against Belgium. Still not great, but he's not a regular at England, so it might just take 1 or 2 more games for him to kind of hit his groove. You never know.
But my basis for Gomez is Southgate loves him. I know it's my team, but Southgate does love someone who can play multiple positions.
Yeah, true.
And we do need cover.
I'm not against it, but anyway, let's move on to right back. I've got technically 3 right backs.
I've got 2.
So my 3 are...
I think technically it's 3.
Yeah, the obvious one that I think we should all have is Kyle Walker.
Yep.
And I'm also classing him as a bit of centre-back cover should we need it, because he's played centre-back for City and for England a couple of times. So that will explain why I have fewer centre-backs in a minute. Second right back that we've all got Walker, yeah?
Yep.
Second right back that I've got, is Trent. Think he's got to go.
I've
He's
got
had
Trent, yeah.
last season there was a lot of questions around it. He wasn't as good for Liverpool. This season, I think he's been consistent. He's been really good. He needs to be in that squad, and he can play in midfield as well, which gives us a bit of extra cover there.
I think you can put him in midfield against teams that we should be beating. No problem. Creative when we're not going to be worried about being exposed, I guess. But yeah,
Completely agree.
I'm definitely taking him.
And then, who was your third right back, Ellis?
It's funny. I did have Trippier in there, but I just put it. I need to. My problem is, and I'll hold my hands up and admit it. I'm kind of blinded by the teams that have got us. I know we've not won anything.
By the Southgate love.
Yeah, it's just. I feel kind of like a loyalty towards him because I've seen him pop up with some important goals and do important things. Like he scored in the semi-final against Croatia. I know we lost, but he put the ball in for sure when we scored first against Italy. I know we didn't fucking win it, but there's just it's like sentimental, I think, which I know it's not like practical. But
Did you have a third right back?
I've got a third one, but I've put him as a centre back, but he's a right back, which is Ben White. If he wants to play for England. Obviously,
I think that he's burnt that bridge for the Euros. I'm not saying he doesn't have an England future.
Southgate said in the interview afterwards he's always welcome.
I know he's gonna say that though, isn't he?
But I feel like if Ben White goes to him, look, Arsenal, we're trying to win the league here. I don't want to risk anything. They need me. It's just 2 friendlies.
I just don't know what happened though, because he did come to the World Cup and there's a lot of speculation. I know Southgate's obviously brushed it all under the carpet, but something had to have happened for him to just go home.
Because Ben White don't play the style. He doesn't play the style of football that Southgate plays. So he's going to be like, why would I go?
No, but going home is drastic. That's not like I don't like this style of football. You just brave it out.
You feel like something must have happened.
Something happened further than that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not being funny, but he seems like a prick.
He does actually seem like a prick.
He
doesn't even like football.
He doesn't like football. So that might be the thing. Like you said, he might look at it as, I'm not going to be playing anyway, so why bother? Which isn't really the right attitude to have.
He's enjoying himself at Arsenal. I can see why he's staying.
Yeah, but does he really enjoy just being around the camp and being around the lads if he doesn't even actually like the game? So he just enjoys playing. And if he might not even really, if he didn't like football, he probably didn't even really enjoy playing. It's just like an athlete, like a job.
It's a job.
But I'll be shocked if he says no to the Euros because there's no football at home.
But is he going to get given that chance after refusing these games?
Well, I hope he doesn't because my third pick was also Trippier.
Was it? Yeah.
I hope he does.
I think with the height we have in the team, obviously we'll go over the centre-backs and stuff soon, but I think Trippier, for his set-piece delivery and for his creativity going forward, is a good option to have in the team. If we're losing by a goal or two and there's 20 minutes left, I'd trust Trippier to be good enough defensively not to have a calamity, but add something extra in the attacking sense. So I think he's got to be on the plane.
Take a penalty.
Yeah, it's just with Ben White, it's the same argument I used with Joe Gomez of Ben White can play the 6, played there for Leeds.
Yeah, he did that. He played a few games there for us, yeah.
And obviously a centre-back, which I know he's not played in either of them for like 2 years now, 2-3 years.
But he can do it. We've seen it, he can do it.
Which can be very important because, like, let's say Stones gets injured like he has now on international duty.
Yeah.
I think he's a good centre-back to put in.
Yeah, but I think that's why I've got Walker in there.
Yeah, but I'd also want Walker right back with Ben White there.
Anyway, should we move on? Well, what are we deciding here, actually, boys? It's got to be Walker and Trent.
Walker, Trent, definitely. As for a third one, Trippier, Ben White. It's 2 against 1, so I feel like you're going to go Trippier.
Okay. But I mean, I wouldn't be disappointed either way. But
yeah, I think I can't justify Ben White because he's not played for England and it is clearly an issue there. So I wouldn't want him in the squad over Trippier because he's never done it, and I feel like if anything, it might have a detrimental impact on the squad and the camp.
Toxicity.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Because you can turn down and then get picked a couple months later. Like people like
I've been fighting this entire time and I never get picked.
Like I wouldn't be upset with Ben White playing for England, but I just think in terms of the squad, I don't think he deserves that position as much as Trippier. Anyway, let's move on to centre backs. Weird, I've only got 2 centre backs.
I've got 3.
God.
Yeah, but I've got Walker as like
there's potential cover. Yeah.
But my 2 centre backs are everyone's got to have Stones.
Yeah. Obviously.
Everyone's got to have Maguire.
Yeah. But yeah, I've got Stones, Maguire. Maguire never stepped a foot wrong in an England shirt, and he's always dangerous to have in the box when we've got a corner.
Well, I always hate on Maguire, but this year he's actually been quite good.
Yeah.
So I can take that L. If you'd have asked me literally 8 months ago, I'd have said, fuck off, he shouldn't get in. But that's because his club form was atrocious. He was making big mistakes at club level. He's sorted that out a little bit now. Who's your third centre back?
I've got a third, and I don't think it will happen, but if I was manager, I would start him alongside Stones. which is Levi Colwill.
Oh, well, I got Colwill in there. I don't know about starting at the moment, but I've got Colwill in there because he's left-footed, isn't he?
Yeah, left-footed. He can play left-back.
Yeah.
Which we very little cover on.
He's young, he's got a bright future, definitely.
And what I also love about him is, especially in international football, like I said before, aerial ability, he's one of the best in the league. But he's also incredible on the ball. Maguire isn't really. We need a centre-back. I know Stones is quite good at it, but I think we need a proper centre-back who's like a bit of a Van Dijk. Obviously, he's nowhere near Van Dijk's level, but who's going to have the ability to just ping passes to Saka, to Foden, to Kane.
I'm not against it, but my problem is I just wouldn't. I don't agree with him starting.
I would. In a group game, 2 or 3, final group game, see how he does.
Yeah,
But
but
we've already beaten Serbia.
why would you change it? You wouldn't get rid of Maguire or Stones if they're both doing well. If they're both performing, you don't change anything.
Yeah, maybe the first group game then. If it's against Slovakia, who are...
The thing is, I get it because I didn't like Maguire for a long time and I thought that he wasn't good enough to be starting for England. But now I've kind of changed my tune on that. I just don't think that I can justify getting Colwill in the starting lineup.
I think definitely my squad.
Definitely bring him on playing.
Well, I don't know.
Back to the cover because he can play left back.
I don't know how we're going to do this then because I've only got 2 centre backs. So who would we get rid of from the rest of the defenders that we've named to get Colwill in?
That Trippier.
I'd actually rather get rid of Chilwell.
Yeah,
Trippier can play left back. I'd agree with that.
So should we bin off?
Then yeah, Chilwell.
Because then
Chilwell or Trippier. I'd neither of them. So for me, that's up to you guys.
We'll get rid of Chilwell, put Colwill in.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So centre backs: Stones, Maguire, Colwill. That's it. We're all happy with that.
Definitely.
Dubs. So next is that centre defensive midfield position. CDM boys. Who have we got there? Ellis.
Rice. Yeah.
I've got 2.
I've got 2.
Rice, obviously, and not that he's necessarily a standard 6, but he definitely can do a job there.
Yeah, I have him as a more defensive type midfielder.
And I've got Kobe Mainoo.
Yeah. Facts.
Me too. They're my 2.
Absolutely.
Yes.
He's got
That
to be
was
there.
easy.
He's got to be there. I'd like to see him starting
So
games,
good.
mate.
He's so good for his age. He's unbelievable.
Just that midfield trio. Just I know football's not one on paper, but on paper that looks like the best international midfield three in the world. With Bellingham, Declan Rice, and Kobe Mainoo, mate. That's absolutely ridiculous.
It is absolutely. Well, I don't think that Mainoo particularly make. I think it's Rice and Bellingham. That
Well,
make
obviously,
it.
but just you can tell that he's going to be one of them players. He's got a really high ceiling, and we're only just starting to see him. So he's going to be a bright future, bright player.
Yeah, he looks good. He looks good. I really like the look of him. So we've all only got 2 DMs.
Yeah, I've got 3. I've got 110 and 2 centre mids.
So I've just kind of done either defensive mid or attacking mid, and I've got 4 attacking mids.
I feel like you've put Foden in there.
I have.
I've put him on left though.
Yeah, well.
So
Okay.
that might cause a bit of confusion. But
No, it's fine. So attacking mids, let's say 3 then if you've both got Foden on the left. Yeah. Who are your 3, Ellis? If you've got 3.
I've got obviously, so as my midfield, we've said Kobe, Declan, got to be Jude, and... No, not taking Henderson. I really would like to see Phillips, but he's just really gone.
Yeah, he can't. It's sad. My picks for attacking midfielders are Maddison, Bellingham, and Palmer.
I've put Palmer on the right. I've got.
Oh, have you? Who's yours?
See, for me, my third and final one, I'm so torn, and I keep on going back and forth. I don't know if I can give an answer. I feel like when England needs a player like this, he's going to have loads of energy, and he's just that steady centre mid. And for me, that's either Ward-Prowse. I know he's not great, but I feel like he's very good for energy on England, and that's Conor Gallagher.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse and Gallagher, for me, has to go.
I'd take Gallagher, definitely.
I'd take
agree with you.
I don't know which one, though. This is Ward-Prowse, obviously set pieces. But Gallagher, I feel like he becomes on and brings a spark of energy.
I originally, when I wrote this list, had Conor Gallagher in there, but I took him out because I wanted to justify putting other players in. So that's why I have Foden and Palmer as attacking midfielders.
Well, I've got them both on wings.
Yeah.
They're both going for me.
So the class is defence, midfield, and forwards.
Well, I guess what we can do is then
let's show mine. That's fine.
Let's move on to the right wing, and then we can decide who we want to get rid of to try fit Gallagher in. Because I'm not against Gallagher going, but I just don't.
Go with Gallagher over Ward-Prowse then.
Yeah, I would personally.
I'm definitely picking him over Ward-Prowse because I think if I'm taking Trippier, who I've sacrificed to save already, then I've got my set piece done
I think
already.
Gallagher gives you more than open play, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Gallagher's just solid, and for Chelsea this season, he's been really good.
Yeah.
So
He has actually.
yeah, he's got to be there.
I just love the energy about him because he will come on and for 20 minutes press the hell out of
Bit
it.
of an engine, just fucking run over.
When everybody else is knackered, he will just sprint and sprint and sprint.
So left wing. My left wingers are obviously Foden would be in there if you were classing him as a left winger.
Yeah.
But bar him, I've got Gordon
Yep.
and I've got Rashford. I don't particularly want to take him, but I think for attacking cover, I have to.
He could be like a differential, even just if he's not starting as a dangerous one to bring off the bench when other teams are tiring. I've got Rashford in mind.
Have you got Gordon as well?
Yeah, I got Gordon because I was quite impressed with him in the friendlies. I think he's doing well at Newcastle. It hurts me to say because I don't like him. I just don't like his face.
I don't like his attitude.
Yeah.
But
I just don't like his face.
but he impressed me. I thought he was quite good. So I'd be happy to take him.
Yeah, I think he's got to go. Why not Rashford?
I just think, what's the why? We've got other players we can take who do the same thing as him. I think it's more the aura about Rashford since he has been. You know what you said about loyalties.
Yeah,
he has been in the England squad for nearly 8 years now. I get it, but if you watched him in the Euros and the World Cup, he barely came on.
True.
I think that's a waste in the spot there.
and I think in World Cup, to be fair, everybody was fuming that he didn't get started against France because he scored that banger of a free kick against Wales, didn't he? He scored 2 against Wales when we beat him 3-0, and he was probably one of our better players at the World Cup going forwards. I wouldn't.
For me,
rule him out.
He can't. He won't play up front because he won't get over Kane and whoever else we take. And on the left, I start Gordon.
Yep.
Foden might play as a 10 in the middle.
Yeah, I would play Foden.
But even on the left, I think I'd rather have Gordon.
I'd rather have
Foden. On the left, but I think
on the
because I think Foden will play in the middle.
But it's like what I was
on the pitch, so.
What I was saying
Foden will be on
earlier.
the pitch, yeah.
What I was saying earlier is this season Foden has been really good in an attacking midfield role. So for me, he should be starting there, and for me, he should be starting no matter what. It should be him and Jude, and then Rice as a defensive.
My justification for Rashford is, like I said, like even if he's not going to start, I see him being more of the threat getting subbed on than some of the others.
I'm taking Rashford just as a bench option.
As an
I'm
impact
not
sub.
arguing for him to start. I just think if there's 10 minutes left of a game, Rashford coming on, he is dangerous sometimes. He does have pace and he can hurt a team.
But the reason I'm not taking Rashford because if I don't take Rashford, I can bring Gallagher.
True.
Which is we have to lose a winger.
Yeah, true. Let's go over the rest of the attackers and we'll see if there's anyone else we'd lose in order to bring Gallagher. So on the right wing, everyone's got to have Saka.
Saka.
And in my opinion, everyone's got to have Bowen.
I put Bowen, yeah.
I've not taken Bowen.
No?
Oh, brother.
But I've done that to bring an extra striker.
How many
extra
strikers
striker.
do you
I've
have?
got 3.
3.
I've got
so you've
3.
got Watkins and Toney, as long as Kane.
Yeah. I was torn between Toney and Solanke though, but I'll get into that.
Nah, I've just gone for Kane and Toney, me, personally. I know this it goes back to...
Ooh, I'd definitely take Watkins over Toney.
I don't see the point in having Bowman. When Palmer's going to... Because Palmer won't play as a 10 because he ain't getting over Maddison or Foden in a 10. So if Palmer's going to play, he'll play on the right.
Well, no, I'd rather have Bowen on the right over Palmer on the right.
I don't know. Palmer's been... I know Bowen's good, but I think Palmer's just...
No, Palmer's quality and I really like him. And-
take both players, really.
well, we need to make a sacrifice somewhere, boys. So my strikers are Kane, Watkins and Toney.
Yeah. I think Solanke...
Do you need 3 strikers, though, if we're struggling to get these wingers in?
I just think it's
I
important.
think we should drop... I think Rashford needs to be dropped. I can't really get behind that. When you've got...
would I rather take...
out of the rest of them...
As a backup option, Ellis, would we rather have Palmer or Rashford?
I think Palmer...
Palmer this year has been fantastic, but he's not really played for England.
But I just see Rashford causing more trouble coming off the bench.
I do. I think as an impact sub, he's better.
Well, I think Palmer's gonna actually come off the bench. Rashford will come on in the last 80th
yeah,
minute.
at half
Palmer will
time.
come on in like 60th minute. Rashford will come on in the 85th minute.
Oh, shit.
It's great saying, oh yeah, he'll come on and cause a threat, but like if you look at the World Cup and the Euros, other than when he started, Rashford tends to come on in the 85th minute or in extra time.
I'll get rid of Palmer.
Oh no, I think he's got to come, man. But
No,
it's just
I'll get
hard,
rid of
innit?
him.
I really don't envy Southgate.
I think Palmer's on a trajectory on his way up and Rashford's slipping down, so you're getting different players in different...
No, I agree with
Form-wise,
that,
Palmer.
but I just think it's international tournament football and
It's
Rash.
Palmer to prove it.
Yeah, but he's not going to start, so he's not going to have time to prove it. And I think as an impact sub, Rashford would be better. Palmer's starting every game at the minute, and he's doing fantastic for Chelsea. He has been their best player this year, but I don't like it though because I don't like Rashford.
Where does Rashford come on?
On the left or up front.
He don't come up front. If you're taking 3 strikers, Watkins and Toney are going to come up.
Yeah, but I don't know how much I want Toney. I don't really want Toney to be playing.
I said Toney. I'd much rather have Solanke. But
In
I
fact,
think in
no.
a penalty shootout,
I'm changing my mind. I'm not taking Toney anymore. No Toney. I'm taking Palmer and I'm taking Rashford. No Toney. We're just taking Watkins
I can
and
get
Kane.
more behind that. I just thought with Toney in a penalty shootout, we're not particularly good at it. He will score a penalty.
Yeah, he's near enough got a perfect
And to be honest,
record.
if you tell me at the end of the Euros, we won the Euros on a penalty shootout because we took Ivan Toney.
Yeah, I agree that would be good, but
You've got to have a few different tricks up your sleeve, haven't you?
Because Tony will score a penalty.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, Toney bags penalties. But
Even if for that one goal, I might take him for that one penalty.
is it worth it though? Is it really? Because that's
But I'm
such
not
a.
too keen on Rashford, so it's like I'm sort of losing Rashford, but I couldn't really give a fuck. I'm like, right, whatever. Rashford for me shouldn't.
Right, let's go over all the attackers. Right, so Maddison, Bellingham, Foden, Palmer.
Yeah.
So for me, you've got to have Maddison, Bellingham, and Foden.
Yep.
Wingers, you've got Gordon, Rashford, Saka, and Bowen. You see, you've not really mentioned Bowen. For me, Bowen has got to be there.
I don't see. I'd rather have Palmer.
His output in a not so good this season West Ham team.
Better than Chelsea, though.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know. I just can't see him doing anything.
I think he's a great finisher. He bagged in the Europa Conference League final last year.
He looked good in these 2 friendlies as well, but leaving Palmer at home is not an option for me, so we need to try to figure something out.
Because then I can't justify taking Bowen, Saka, Palmer, Rashford, Gordon, Foden. Because why are we taking 6 wingers? We can't take
Foden.
6 wingers is pointless. I know Foden can play in the middle.
Yeah.
But
I also didn't mention Gallagher there.
yeah. So for me, I think
Fucking hell.
Oh, it's an hard job,
This
isn't
is
it?
tough, isn't it?
I think the 2 debates are: do we take Toney or Rashford and Palmer or Bowen?
I think this is my.
Take Rashford over Toney.
I guess Grealish don't get a sniff anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Grealish, I think. Yeah.
Grealish.
Well, Southgate still think Grealish
Nah.
gets a sniff.
of the devil.
He's just come on from Grealish is nowhere near this England team. Not even a chance.
Shouldn't be.
Hang on, neither's Henderson, but people are thinking he's still going to get in.
Well, yeah.
Boys, let me write down the 23 players that we all agreed on so far, so we know that we've got 23. So we've got Pickford,
Yep.
we've got Ramsdale,
Yeah, we've got
Butland. And then at left back, we got rid of Chilwell, didn't we? So it's just Shaw.
Yeah, on covers.
Right back, we have Walker, Trent, and Trippier, who can play at
both.
right. Trippier
Put
can play.
Trippier as a left back.
Yeah.
And then at centre back, we had Stones, Maguire, and Colwell because Colwell replaced Chilwell.
I like Colwell, yeah.
CDMs, we all had Rice and Manu.
Yep.
As the attacking midfielders that have to go, we've got Maddison and Bellingham. Left wingers that have to go, we've got Gordon and Foden. As right wingers that have to go, we've got Saka. I'm going to keep Bowen in the maybe pile for now. And then strikers that have to go is
Watkins.
Kane and Watkins.
You had Kane and Toney as your 2, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You had no Watkins. Expand on that.
It was mainly the thought process is it's always going to be Kane starting, but just it's like
Tony's the most similar.
it's what you said about penalties and just having that there with his pretty much perfect record from the spot. I'd be very comfortable watching him take one, even in a high pressure moment because he's got that arrogance that we were talking about earlier. So I wouldn't think he'd miss. But then is that worth filling a spot just for that one reason? I'm undecided. But that was the justification behind it. I mean, Watkins is firing this season, and he's not just scoring; he's getting assists as well. But I don't know. I just trust Toney in that situation.
I don't know whether how far this goes. It's an honourable mention from me in that attacking sense. I'm disappointed that there's no way to fit in Eberechi as a.
Yeah, it is a bit sad, but he's just not quite to that level right now, is he? I get he's good, but he's just not quite there. But anyway, boys.
Unfortunate for him, innit? Just the team's that stacked.
Yeah.
So we've got the players I named, and then one of these players has to miss out. We can get 4 of these in, yeah? Toney, Gallagher, Palmer, Bowen, and Rashford. Which one of them?
How many going?
4.
Rashford goes.
Ellis.
It's Rashford or Toney goes.
So it is, you can, one of these is staying at home. Toney, Gallagher, Palmer, Bowen, or Rashford. Who's staying at home?
Right, I'm just going to get rid of all past loyalties. I know I've been saying he could come off the bench, but just pivotal. It's just I'm just going off form. It's just going to have to be Rashford. That's just the best way I can do this without driving myself insane.
I'm changing mine. Neither of you are going to agree, but I'd keep Bowen home.
Nah. Bowen's going there.
I do go with me. I think I'd rather have Rashford come off the bench than Bowen, because I just think Bowen comes off and he'll just do nothing for 20 minutes.
Bowen can actually score, though.
But I don't think he will.
Rashford
I think Rashford's more likely to score than Bowen.
This season, just in the Premier League, Bowen has had 4 assists and 15 goals.
Yeah, no,
15 goals in West Ham, just in the league. He's had another goal in the Europa League, another goal in the FA Cup, and another 2 in the Carabao Cup.
It's annoying me because I do agree, but I just said I'm going to basically purely off form.
I think he's just going to do fuck all.
Nah,
I think he'll come on, play 60 minutes the whole tournament and not score. Whereas Rashford will play.
I've got to have
60
Bowen
minutes the
over.
whole tournament and
Nah,
score.
because Southgate is so on this loyalty thing, and we've already got a couple of players in there that are kind of that ilk. I've got to have Bowen there, mate. I can agree with the getting rid of Rashford. When I look at that list,
Rashford's fine.
I think Gallagher would have more of an impact. I think Toney would have more of an impact.
Yeah.
As you said, if we're on the left wing, we've already then got Gordon who can play there, Foden who can play there. So Rashford can stay at home. I'd rather have Bowen as a backup to Saka on the right, because Saka's our only out-and-out right winger that we've got in the squad otherwise.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're getting rid of Rashford.
We can get rid of Rashford.
I don't like it, but I'm taking it. It's an impossible fucking thing. I'll just keep going back on myself if we don't spin in
I
it.
think Rashford's more likely to score a goal than Bowen is.
But
if we're basing it on form and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just going to say base it off form, but I do agree with what you're saying. That was my main reason I wanted to keep Rashford in, because I just seen him creating more off the bench. But
also, one more honourable mention, I forgot to mention him earlier, for centre-back, just 'cause I think he's really fucking good. Jared Banthwaite, I know he's young.
I was disappointed that he didn't get a sniff in 2 friendlies.
Have we had another comment, Proddy John?
Gallagher has the footballing ability of Harvey Price. That's from Charlie Andrew.
I don't know who that is, but I actually think Gallagher's been quality this season. I have no problem with Gallagher. No problem with Gallagher. He's made it into the squad. Yeah, so we've got a 23-man squad, boys. We've all agreed upon this. So if we get roasted, it's on all of us. Our 23-man Euros England squad goes like this.
Stress.
You got Pickford, Ramsdale, and Butland as goalkeepers. Shaw is the only out-and-out left-back, but Trippier is also in the squad as a left-back/right-back full-back cover. Then you've got Walker and Trent as the full-backs, Maguire and Stones as centre-backs. Colwell's also in there. He can play kind of anywhere across the back line, really, can't he? Rice, Mainu, and Gallagher are your CDMs or centre mids. I suppose Gallagher's a little bit more attacking now, isn't he?
Yeah, just the CMs.
And then you've got Maddison, Bellingham as your attacking midfielders. Your winger options are Palmer, Gordon, Foden, Saka, and Bowen. And then your striking options are Kane, Watkins, and Toney. I think that is a pretty elite level squad.